Hi viewers, welcome to my channel. This is Sridhar Reddy Elpedi, Assistant Professor of Physics from Government Degree College for Women, Nalgonda. Welcome to my channel Sri Quantum Academy. Feel the physics at glance. In my previous lecture, we have discussed about Biot-Savart law and its application. In continuation to that, today I am going to discuss with you a topic: how to find magnetic induction due to a straight current carrying conductor with the help of Biot-Savart law. Before going to watch my video, please subscribe my channel if you not yet done and press bell icon to get latest updates. Please watch, share, like, comment my videos. The outlook of this derivation is we have to find out the magnetic induction due to a straight current carrying conductor of infinite length. For this, consider a current carrying conductor of infinite length. From that wire at a distance x there is a point. We have to find out magnetic induction at that point. For this we have to apply Biot-Savart law. By applying Biot-Savart law, we will get magnetic induction due to small length segment. By integrating that equation within the limits, we will get magnetic induction due to total wire. See here, consider a long straight current carrying conductor of infinite length in which I current is passing from bottom to top like this in this direction. The length of this conductor is infinity. That's why limits are minus infinity to plus infinity. From this wire, at a distance x, there is a point P where we have to find out magnetic induction. That point P is at a distance x from the center O. We have to find out magnetic induction at this point. By applying right hand thumb rule, we can find the direction of magnetic induction at this point P. If you see the diagram, keep your thumb along the direction of current. Now the folding finger shows the direction of magnetic field. If you see here, it is very clear that magnetic induction direction is perpendicular to the plane of paper and it is going into the plane, that is indicated with cross mark. Now here I have to find out magnetic induction. For this, let us assume a small line segment of length dl which is at a distance L from the center O. This is dl which is at a distance L from center O. This line segment is at a distance x from the point P. Now the magnetic induction due to this small line segment dl is given by dB. Let the angle between dl and r is phi, and let us consider the angle between r and x is alpha and angle between L and r is given by pi minus phi. So if you explain it once again, consider a straight current carrying conductor of infinite length in which I current is passing. Let us assume a point P which is at a distance x from center of wire O. Using right hand thumb rule, we can find the magnetic field direction at point P which is perpendicular to the plane of paper and it is going into the plane which is indicated with cross mark. To find out the magnetic field at this point, we have to apply Biot-Savart law. For this, let us consider a small line segment dl which is at a distance L from O. dB is the magnetic field due to small line segment dl at point P. The distance between dl and point P is given by r and the angle between dl and r is given by phi. Now using Biot-Savart law, magnetic induction dB can be written as mu naught by 4 pi IDL sin theta by r square. Here theta angle is here phi, so dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi IDL sin phi by r square. This is equation number 1. This is magnetic induction due to small line segment dl. To get magnetic induction due to total wire, we have to integrate this equation within the limits. Here, limits are from minus infinity to plus infinity. So, total magnetic field B is given by minus infinity to plus infinity dB. From equation 1, substitute the value of dB here. Then what you will get? B is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity mu naught by 4 pi IDL sine phi by r square. This is equation 2. From that figure, from right angle triangle, hypotenuse r is given by r square is equal to x square plus L square. From that, r is equal to under root x square plus L square. This is equation 3. From same figure, find out the sine value of pi minus phi. Sine pi minus phi, that is equal to sine phi, that is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. That means x by r. That implies sine phi is equal to x by r. R means from equation 3, x square plus L square under root. That means sine phi is equal to x by under root x square plus L square. This is equation 4. From equation 3 r value, from equation 4 sine phi value, substitute these two equations in equation 2. What is equation 2? B is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity mu naught by 4 pi IDL sine phi by r square. Sine phi value from 4, r value from 3. If you substitute those values, B is equal to mu naught by 4 pi minus infinity to plus infinity IDL sine theta. Sine theta means x by under root x square plus L square by r square. R square means under root x square plus L square whole square. Root square cancel, x square plus L square. That implies, if you simplify this equation, mu naught by 4 pi minus infinity to plus infinity I dl into x by x square plus L square power 3 by 2, right? So, B is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity x dl by x square plus L square power 3 by 2. This is equation 5. Now, observe same figure, find out tan alpha. Tan alpha is equal to opposite by adjacent. Opposite means L. Adjacent means x. So, tan alpha is equal to x by L. From that, what is L? L is equal to x into tan alpha. L is equal to x into tan alpha. Differentiate above equation both sides. What you will get? dl is equal to x into tan alpha differentiation secant square alpha d alpha. That implies dl is equal to x into secant square alpha d alpha. So, L value is x tan alpha, dl value is x secant square alpha d alpha. Now, here limits also changes. If you carefully observe this diagram, if you increase the length, now alpha becomes increases like this. At infinity, alpha becomes 90. For plus infinity, alpha becomes plus 90. For minus infinity, lower limit becomes minus 90. So, limits changes minus infinity to minus pi by 2, plus infinity to plus pi by 2. Now, this limits and L value, dl value, all these values substitute in equation 5. Then B is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 x into dl. dl means x secant square alpha d alpha by x square plus L square. L means x tan alpha. So, L square x square tan square alpha power 3 by 2. That implies, if you simplify that one, mu naught I by 4 pi minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, x into x square secant square alpha d alpha by, take x square as common, x square into 1 plus tan square alpha whole power 3 by 2. That implies b is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi integration minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, numerator x square secant square alpha d alpha by x square into 1 plus tan square means secant square whole power 3 by 2. So if you simplify that one, denominator you will get x cube secant cube alpha. That implies b is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, x square secant square x cube secant cube. So if you cancel them, you will get x secant alpha in denominator. That means 1 by x secant alpha into d alpha. That implies b is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. X is constant, put it outside. Now 4 pi x into 1 by secant alpha. 1 by secant alpha is nothing but cos alpha. So b is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi x integration cos alpha d alpha. If you integrate cos alpha, what you will get? Sin alpha. So b is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi x into sin alpha. Limits pi by 2 to minus pi by 2. That implies b is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi x into, apply limits, sin pi by 2, that means 1, minus sin minus pi by 2, that means minus 1, minus of minus plus 1. That implies b is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi x into 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 means 2. If you get cancel this 2 with 4, now what you will get? b is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi x. This is magnetic induction due to a straight current carrying conductor at a distance x. Thank you very much. Please watch, share, like, comment my videos. Thank you.